Imagine this. The alarm goes off, you grab your phone, and within 5 minutes you're scrolling. News, notifications, emails. Your mind is hijacked before you've even had a chance to breathe. By the time you step into your day, you're already drained, distracted, and reactive. Sound familiar? Now here's the hard truth. Your mornings are either your greatest weapon or your greatest weakness, and most people are losing that battle before it even begins. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, wrote in his Meditations, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." That's not poetry. It's practice. It's a reminder that mornings are sacred. Seneca advised, "Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life." Imagine if every morning felt like a fresh start, not a leftover from yesterday's burdens. Epictetus reminded his students, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." That's the essence of a morning ritual. Defining who you want to be before the world tells you who to become. The Stoics understood something we often forget. Your mornings are not casual. They are the battlefield where clarity defeats confusion, where discipline defeats distraction. The practice is simple but powerful. Reflection before reaction, gratitude before complaint, intention before distraction. Picture it. Instead of reaching for your phone, you reach for stillness. Instead of drowning in noise, you start with a single breath. You remind yourself of purpose. You set direction. You claim your mind before the world can claim it for you. This is not philosophy locked in books. It's daily training, morning practice, soul preparation. And here's the truth. The storm of life will always come. But if you build your armor at dawn, no storm can shake you. That's the morning secret the Stoics left us. So, if you're ready to reclaim your mornings, don't just watch this, practice it. Try one habit tomorrow. Notice the shift, then build, step by step, until your mornings become your strongest weapon. These 12 morning habits are not rituals for monks sitting on mountains. They are practical, daily tools to reclaim control. They're how you silence the noise, strengthen your focus, and walk into the world untouchable. Because discipline in the morning builds resilience for the day. Gratitude at dawn reframes every challenge you'll face. Reflections before action keeps you aligned with purpose. And before you go, if this resonated with you, like this video, share it with someone who needs a stronger morning, drop a comment with your favorite Stoic quote, and subscribe so you never miss the wisdom that can change your life. Number 1. Rise with purpose, not with panic. The morning does not knock politely. It bursts into your room the moment your eyes open. For many, it feels like a storm has already arrived. Heart racing, thoughts scattered, fingers reaching for the phone as if it were a lifeline. But is this truly living? Or is it surrendering before the day has even begun? To rise with purpose is to step into the morning as a commander, not a captive. Panic enslaves, purpose liberates. Panic blinds you to the present. Purpose sharpens it like a blade. One drags you through the day in chains, the other carries you forward with clarity. A French philosopher once noted that he who every morning plans the day and follows that plan carries a thread that will guide him through the labyrinth of life. That thread is purpose. Without it, every notification, every distraction, every anxiety becomes another twist in the maze, and you wander without direction. The Stoics understood this long ago. Instead of beginning with fear, they began with choice. Epictetus reminded his students not to ask, "What will happen today?" but rather, "How will I meet what happens today?" The difference is profound. Panic waits to be crushed by events. Purpose rises ready to engage with them. Think of 2 mornings. In one, you wake with panic. Your breath is shallow, your mind restless. You rush, you react, and by noon you feel emptied. In the other, you wake with purpose. You take one steady breath before moving. You anchor yourself with gratitude. I am alive. I can act. I can shape this day. The body loosens. The mind clears. The heart steadies. This single decision reframes everything that follows. Seneca gave a warning worth remembering. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. Panic does exactly that. It steals all three. Purpose, however, restores them. It honors memory without being chained to it. It seizes the present as the only moment that truly exists. It prepares for the future without fearing it. Purpose is not grand speeches or perfect plans. It is practice. It is the choice to breathe before scrolling, to stretch before rushing, to define your priorities before the world defines them for you. Purpose whispers, "This is who I am, and this is how I will walk through today." And in that whisper lies a power panic can never match. Epictetus, often called the weeping philosopher, believed that character is destiny. Morning is where that destiny begins. Each sunrise gives you a chance to practice discipline, gratitude, reflection. Each choice lays another brick in the foundation of your character. Panic builds nothing but cracks. Purpose builds a fortress. Picture yourself as a sailor. Panic is a storm that rips the sails before you've even left the harbor. Purpose is the compass that guides you through the waves. The sea will never be calm forever, but with a compass, you are never truly lost. So tomorrow, when the alarm rings, resist the old reflex. Do not leap into panic. Do not let the storm claim you before you've even stood. Instead, pause. Breathe. Whisper to yourself, "I rise with purpose, not with panic." Let the words sink into your body. Let them ground you. Let them steady your mind. Remember, you cannot control the winds of the world, but you can always set your sails. You cannot silence every storm, but you can decide how to meet it. That is the true secret of the morning, the gift the Stoics left us. And if this vision resonates with you, don't just keep it inside. Share it. Let others know they too can rise differently. Like this message, pass it on, drop your reflections below, and subscribe so you don't lose sight of this wisdom. Because every dawn is an invitation, not to panic, but to purpose. Number 2, breathe before you begin. The alarm rings. Instantly, your mind races. Tasks, worries, messages, meetings, they flood in like a tidal wave. The body tenses, the heart pounds, the day feels like it's already running ahead of you. This is the morning many live in, but it doesn't have to be yours. Before you move, before you react, before you grab your phone or rush into the chaos, pause. Take a breath. Not a quick one, a deep, deliberate breath that anchors you in the moment. Seneca reminded us that we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. That suffering begins before the day even starts, and one mindful breath can stop it before it grows. Breathe, and suddenly the storm of thoughts slows. You are not yet the demands of the world. You are not yet the tasks, the deadlines, the expectations. You are yourself, here, in this one moment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." That power begins in the breath. Picture it. You inhale deeply, your chest rising, your mind clearing. You exhale slowly, releasing tension, releasing fear, releasing the imagined disasters before they happen. The world may still rush, but you are not yet rushing with it. The chaos is outside. You are grounded inside. This practice is simple, but its effect is profound. One breath can transform your response to an insult, a setback, or a sudden change. It is the pause between stimulus and action, the space where reason resides and panic cannot reach. Epictetus taught that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The first reaction of your day is set by the breath you take. So, Tomorrow, before your feet touch the floor, before your fingers swipe a screen, inhale fully, exhale deliberately. Let your body reset. Let your mind claim the day. This small act, repeated daily, becomes a fortress of calm, a foundation for discipline, a silent rebellion against the chaos that waits. Number 3. Gratitude check-in. The day begins again. Light filters through your window, or maybe it doesn't. The sky is gray, your room is quiet, and the world outside is already rushing. Your mind, however, is cluttered. Tasks waiting, emails unread, conversations half remembered. Before the chaos swallows you, pause, stop, breathe. Reflect. Gratitude isn't just a fleeting feeling, it's a decision, a lens through which the day becomes clear rather than chaotic. Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." How often do we begin our mornings craving more time, more results, more recognition, before even acknowledging what we already have? Today, start differently. Before the first action of your day, check in with gratitude. Look at your hands. Feel your feet on the floor. Hear the rhythm of your breath. Count the small victories and overlooked privileges, the comfort of a bed, the warmth of a shower, the ability to think, to see, to hear, to move. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that life is fragile, fleeting, and extraordinary. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Let that thought sink in, deeper than the noise, deeper than the routine. This is a practice, not a mere habit. Start by naming 3 things you are grateful for. Perhaps it is a person, a skill, a moment of rest, or even a challenge that taught you resilience. Epictetus said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." Pause and feel the weight of that joy in your chest. Let it expand to your shoulders, settle in your spine. Let it remind you that you already carry abundance. Imagine your gratitude as sunlight entering a room. The dust motes are visible, imperfections apparent, yet the light softens the edges. Your mind, cluttered with doubt and irritation, begins to clear. By the simple act of acknowledgement, the day transforms. Fear loses its grip, frustration dissolves, envy fades. Gratitude does not ignore difficulty. It simply places it in context. You're not defined by what is missing or what is wrong, but by the awareness of what exists, what is real, and what is yours. Now take it a step further. Extend gratitude outward. Consider the people who make your life possible. The barista who knows your order, the co-worker who covers for you, the mentor who guides you quietly. Plato once said, "The beginning is the most important part of the work." The morning is your beginning. By starting with acknowledgement and appreciation, you prepare your mind to respond instead of react, to build instead of break, to act with clarity rather than chaos. But don't stop at noticing the obvious. Reflect on subtle gifts, the lessons in failure, the pain that shaped resilience, the silence that taught patience. Aristotle taught that virtue is cultivated through practice. Gratitude is the same. Each morning you train your mind to recognize what is meaningful. You strengthen your ability to live intentionally, not creatively. Each breath of thanks is a step toward mastery of your emotions. This practice reshapes your inner dialogue. Complaints lose volume. Your judgment becomes tempered. Your perspective widens. You see opportunities instead of obstacles, lessons instead of losses. Life's unpredictable storms still arrive, but gratitude acts like a lighthouse. You see the rocks, you steer the course, but you do not panic. Here is the practical application. Before your feet leave the bed, before your phone touches your hand, silently name 3 things you're grateful for. Feel each one. Hold it. Let your body respond. Chest lifted, shoulders back, a subtle smile playing across your lips. Breathe deeply, exhale fully. Then, as you rise, repeat quietly, I carry abundance within me. I acknowledge the gifts I have. I am ready for what today brings. By embedding this practice daily, you transform not just your mornings, but your life's rhythm. The mind grows calmer, focus sharper, choices wiser. You approach challenges with resilience, not resentment. You act with discipline, not distraction. Gratitude becomes your armor, your compass, your lens for clarity. Remember, this is not about perfection. Some days your gratitude will feel forced, the mind will wander, the body will resist. That is precisely why the practice matters. Consistency, not intensity, is the secret. Like a muscle, the more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Epictetus reminds us, don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Let gratitude be embodied, not intellectualized. Let it flow from your breath, your posture, your awareness. So tonight and every morning after, take a few moments to check in with gratitude. Notice the gifts you often overlook, the life you often take for granted. Let it settle in your mind, in your chest, in your movement through the day. And if this resonates, take a moment to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Because the practice of gratitude is not just for you. It is a ripple, a seed that can inspire others to reclaim their mornings, their focus, and their lives. Remember, the storm will come. Life will challenge you. But if you anchor your mind in gratitude, you will meet the day with clarity, courage, and peace no distraction can steal. Number 4. Visualize the day ahead. The morning is quiet, almost deceptively so. Outside, the world stirs, the sun stretches over rooftops, birds begin their untrained symphony, but your mind is already in motion, racing ahead, anticipating the tasks, the challenges, the interruptions, the chaos. Before you step into that whirlwind, pause. Visualize, plan, anticipate. Visualization is not mere daydreaming. It is the art of pre-filling your day, of setting your mind as a captain sets a course before the storm hits. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength to visualize is to claim that power. You may not control the world, but you can control how you approach it. Begin with a deep breath. Feel the air fill your lungs. Feel your body grounded against the floor. Let your mind unfold the day like a map. Picture each meeting, each interaction, each decision. See yourself moving through them, not reactive, but intentional. Seneca reminded us, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Visualization is preparation. It primes your mind to meet every opportunity with clarity, not panic. Imagine the day as a river. You cannot control its currents, the sudden rapids, the obstacles hidden beneath the surface. But you can navigate, steering with awareness, choosing each stroke, each movement with precision. Picture yourself handling the unexpected calmly, resolving conflicts without losing your center, reacting not with impulse, but with reason. Philosophical insight matters here. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Visualization is your inner rehearsal. It is you speaking first, asserting your values, your intentions, before the world shouts its distractions. Picture yourself responding with patience when tension arises, offering clarity when confusion spreads, holding your focus when others demand attention. This is not abstract or fanciful. See your challenges in advance. The email that will frustrate you, the conversation that may test your composure, the task that seems daunting. Don't avoid them. Imagine them fully. See yourself handling them gracefully, learning from each, maintaining calm. Aristotle wrote that excellence is achieved through habit and practice. Visualization is habit, the mind's daily rehearsal, a sculpting of character before action. Emotional and sensory awareness enhances the effect. Feel the sunlight on your face as you walk. Hear the quiet between conversations. Sense the rhythm of your steps, the movement of your breath, the subtle tension in your shoulders. This grounding allows your mental visualization to anchor in reality, not escape into fantasy. Picture your posture confident, your voice steady, your mind focused. See not only what you do, but how you feel while doing it. Contrast sharpens clarity. Imagine the chaos without preparation, anxiety, distraction, errors, miscommunication. Then imagine the day after visualization. Clarity, control, resilience, purpose. The difference is subtle but profound. Each morning spent visualizing compounds over time, training your mind to approach life as deliberate, not accidental, moments. Now, turn visualization into action. Before leaving your space, write down the key intentions for the day. What must you accomplish? Where will you exercise patience? Which moments demand creativity or courage? Visualization without action is like a map in the dark. It shows direction but leaves you wandering. Action solidifies insight into reality. Philosophers teach patience with process. Plato said, "The beginning is the most important part of the work." Visualization is your beginning. It aligns your thoughts, your body, and your intentions with the day's unfolding. It reminds you that life is not a series of random events, but a landscape you navigate, step by deliberate step. Empathy and perspective amplify the practice. Picture others not as obstacles, but as fellow travelers with challenges of their own. See moments of friction as opportunities to exercise virtue, patience, clarity, courage, wisdom. Your visualization extends beyond self-interest. It aligns with human connection, preparing you to act with integrity, not ego. Finally, reflect for a moment. How would today feel if you carried your intentions as clearly as a lantern in the dark? How would your body respond, your energy, your speech, your decisions, your relationships? Visualization is more than imagination. It is embodied foresight. It shapes your day, your mind, and your character. Start small, 5 minutes each morning. Expand to seeing the day in full, anticipating the nuances, the surprises, the calm and chaos alike. Over time, you will notice a profound shift. The day feels less reactive, your decisions sharper, your presence more anchored. You become not a passenger, but a navigator. So today, before you check your phone, before the world calls your attention, visualize your day. See it, feel it, embody it. Let Marcus Aurelius's words echo. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Let your visualization transform obstacles into clarity, uncertainty into strategy, distraction into focus. And as you take that first step into the day, carry this secret forward. The mind prepared is the mind unshakable. You cannot predict every wave, but you can train your sail. Visualize, move with intention. Let your day unfold as a reflection of your inner discipline. And if this approach resonates with you, take a moment to like, share, comment with your favorite visualization technique, and subscribe. Together, we can cultivate mornings that are not just survived, but intentionally lived, building resilience, clarity, and unshakable presence. Number 5. Silence before screens. The morning arrives with its quiet insistence. The light creeps through your window, birds stir, and the world begins its familiar hum. Yet before you touch your phone, before notifications, emails, or news headlines claim your mind. Pause. Silence before screens is not a suggestion. It is a defense, a discipline, a reclaiming of what is rightfully yours. The first moments of your day. Consider this. Most people hand over the dawn to a stream of distractions. They scroll, they react, they are hijacked before they even step into consciousness. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength screens are outside events. The first act of strength is the refusal to let them dictate your inner world. Begin with breath. Feel the chest rise, the lungs expand. Anchor yourself in your body. Feel the soles of your feet, the contact of your body with the bed, the subtle tension in your shoulders. This is your territory, the ground of your consciousness. Seneca wrote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Let the screen-free morning be a beginning, a deliberate threshold into your day, not a continuation of yesterday's chaos. Visualization strengthens this practice. Picture your day ahead. Imagine clarity, focus, and purpose before you touch a device designed to fragment attention. What will you achieve if your mind is fully present in these first moments? What if, instead of reacting to notifications, you respond to intention, choice, and calm? Epictetus advised, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Before screens, decide who you will be today. Contrast sharpens insight. Without this pause, mornings are stolen. Anxiety rises before the sun fully touches your room. Thoughts spiral anchored. With silence, the mind gains clarity. One quiet breath can outweigh an hour of distraction. The room does not need news, it needs your awareness. The mind, tethered from the scroll, can reflect, align, and focus. Aristotle emphasized that excellence is achieved through habit. This pause is habit, small, daily, transformative. Consider the metaphor of a garden. Screens are weeds. They spread quickly, suffocate, distract. Silence is soil turned, nourishing roots unseen. Morning silence allows ideas to germinate, intentions to take hold. Your creativity, your patience, your attention all bloom in the soil of quiet. A moment without distraction is not empty, it is fertile. Practice matters. Begin with 5 minutes of quiet reflection before any screen touches your fingers. Breathe, journal, meditate, or simply observe. Notice the light, the sound of your surroundings, the rhythm of your breath. Each morning, extend this silence. Slowly, you will notice a change. Your mind will be sharper, decisions clearer, emotions steadier. Empathy and awareness deepen the effect. When you enter interactions later in the day, you are calmer, more present. The world outside can rage, pull, and tug, but your foundation remains unmoved. Silence builds an inner citadel. As Plato wrote, the first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself. Here at the dawn, you begin that conquest. Finally, observe the reward. Attention, focus, intersectionality. Tasks feel less burdensome, relationships become richer, decisions become deliberate. The mind, rested before chaos arrives, retains sovereignty over thought and action. Number 6. Move your body, awaken your mind. The morning is quiet, almost fragile, and yet teeming with potential. The sun peeks over the horizon, light spills across the floor, and the world begins to stir. But your mind, if left dormant, can become a storm before you even rise. Movement is the bridge between the body and the mind, a Stoic truth that connects intention with action. Move your body, awaken your mind. These words are not mere advice. They are a call to reclaim your day before the chaos can touch it. Consider the Roman philosopher Seneca, who said, It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Wasting time often begins in inertia, lying still, letting thoughts wander, letting the body and mind remain disconnected. When you rise and engage your body, every muscle, every breath becomes a declaration. You are alive, present, and ready. Movement is not just physical. It is an invocation of your attention, a reclaiming of your energy. Begin small, stretch your arms, roll your shoulders, twist your torso, feel tension release. The breath deepens, the body awakens, and so does clarity. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Strength flows through movement. The mind follows the body. A practiced routine, yoga, push-ups, a brisk walk, anchors you in the present, clearing mental fog. Contrast magnifies the effect. Before moving, the mind may feel heavy, scattered, uncertain. After motion, thoughts sharpen, focus emerges, and intention aligns. You are no longer a passenger in your own day. You are its pilot. Imagine Epictetus's words. No great thing is created suddenly. The smallest movement compounds. The discipline in the morning cultivates resilience, energy, and presence. Picture it. The body is a bell. Each stretch, each breath, each step strikes it, sending vibrations that resonate through the mind. Thoughts settle, creativity sparks, and the awareness of self expands. The physical act of movement becomes a mental ritual, a daily reminder that action precedes clarity. Practice matters. Start consistently. 10 minutes of stretching, a brisk jog or calisthenics. Feel the heart rate rise, the blood circulates, the senses heighten. Each session is a micro-victory, a claim over your attention. Aristotle emphasized that excellence is achieved through habit. Movement is habit. Discipline is habit. Mental alertness, focus, and emotional regulation are the rewards of this consistent practice. Empathy and self-awareness deepen the benefit. When you move, your mind becomes less reactive. Small frustrations no longer hijack your day. Decisions are deliberate. Creativity flows unimpeded. You become an observer, a participant, a conductor of your own energy. Contrast again. Compare the inertia of yesterday with the motion of today. The body that wakes slowly without engagement drifts. The body that rises, stretches, and moves awakens a mind prepared for life's storms. Plato once wrote, "The first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself." Movement is that conquest made tangible, accessible, and immediate. Finally, recognize the reward, the mind and body in synchrony. Energy, clarity, and readiness become natural states. The day is no longer a chaotic drift, but a sequence of deliberate acts. You are awake, you are alive, you are present, you are in control. So tomorrow, when the sun rises, do not wait. Stretch, move, breathe, and claim your mind through the body. Let motion be your morning ritual, your armor, your bridge to clarity. And if this message resonates, take a moment to like, share, comment your favorite morning movement, and subscribe, so we can keep building mornings that empower both body and mind. Number 7. Ask the morning question. The day begins, not with the first sound of your alarm, but with the first question you ask yourself. Most of us wake up and drift, scrolling phones, replaying yesterday, worrying about tomorrow. The mind becomes a storm before the day has even begun. But there is a simple, powerful antidote. Ask the morning question. A single question can anchor your mind, clarify your purpose, and set the tone for every action to come. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." That reflection is more than gratitude. It's an intentional inquiry into your own life. The morning question is a compass. It orients your attention, aligns your intentions, and calls you to action before the world pulls you in 100 directions. What should the question be? Something simple, something real, something that forces you to face yourself. What is the most important thing I can do today? How will I act with virtue and purpose? Where will I bring focus instead of distraction? Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The morning question is the first step in shaping those reactions, reclaiming your mental sovereignty before external chaos arrives. Picture it. You sit on the edge of your bed, eyes closed, breath steady. The world is still. You ask your question. Your mind resists at first, pulling you back to yesterday's regrets or tomorrow's anxieties. But persistence strengthens the inquiry. You repeat it. You feel the weight of clarity settle. The storm calms, just enough to see the path forward. Contrast sharpens the effect. Without this question, mornings are reactive, scattered, and exhausted. With it, mornings become deliberate, focused, and empowered. Each small decision, each micro-action, aligns with the answer you've asked yourself. You're no longer a passenger in your own day. You are its navigator. Socrates taught, the unexamined life is not worth living. Asking yourself the morning question is examination in its purest form. It transforms inertia into intention, habit into choice, and chaos into clarity. Even 10 minutes spent reflecting and questioning can outpace hours of aimless activity. The practice is simple, but it demands consistency. Every morning, pose your question, write it down, say it aloud. Let it reverberate through your mind, body, and decisions. Each repetition strengthens focus, sharpens awareness, and builds mental resilience. Plato reminds us that self-knowledge is the foundation of all virtue. The morning question is self-knowledge in action. Emotionally, the effect is immediate. Anxiety diminishes. Motivation increases. Even the small frustrations, the traffic, the miscommunications, the interruptions, carry less weight because your mind has already anchored to what truly matters. You move through your day with a sense of sovereignty and purpose that is unshakable. Finally, remember this. The morning question is not a one-time solution. It is a lifelong practice, a ritual, a declaration of agency over your own mind. Ask it consistently, and you train your mind to rise above distraction, to act with clarity, and to live intentionally. So tomorrow, before you touch your phone, before the world's noise invades, ask your morning question. Let it guide your actions, your thoughts, and your emotions. Own your day before it owns you. And if this resonates, take a moment so we can continue building mornings that empower both mind and spirit. Number 8. Face discomfort. Early, the day is quiet. The world hasn't yet pressed its demands upon you, and yet, within your own mind, there is already resistance. Tasks you've been avoiding, habits you've been delaying, fears you've been ignoring, they lurk in the corners, whispering excuses. Most people let these moments pass, promising later, only to find that discomfort grows heavier with each postponed encounter. But the Stoics teach us a different path. Face discomfort early. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action." What stands in the way becomes the way. Imagine starting your morning not by shielding yourself from unease, but by confronting it head-on. That unmade call, the difficult conversation, the workout you've skipped, the thought you've avoided, they're all doors to strength. Open them first, and the rest of the day feels lighter, sharper, almost effortless by comparison. Consider this. The discomfort of early action is brief. The cost of avoidance is endless. Seneca reminded us, difficulties strengthen the mind. as labor does the body. Each time you tackle discomfort as soon as it arrives, you condition your mind to endure, adapt, and grow. You are training not just for moments of ease, but for life's inevitable storms. Picture your mind as a fortress. Each unresolved task, each avoided truth, is a crack in the wall. Avoid it, and the fortress weakens. Face it early, and the walls grow stronger. Epictetus emphasized, "No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig." If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer you that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen. Discomfort is the first blossom. Action is the ripening. Start small, the thing you dread most today. Call it first. The email, the meeting, the truth you've been postponing. Confront it while your mind is fresh, before excuses take hold. Each small victory compounds. Each challenge faced early diminishes the weight of future stress. Your body feels lighter, your mind clearer, your confidence surging. Contrast sharpens understanding. Those who wait to face discomfort are dragged through the day, reactive, anxious, and fragmented. Those who confront it early move deliberately, with sovereignty over their mind and body. Discomfort is no longer a foe. It becomes a tool, a measure of resilience, a catalyst for growth. Socrates reminded us, the secret of change is to focus all of your energy, not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Facing discomfort early is the act of building the new, courage, self-discipline, inner strength, before the day has even fully begun. Emotionally, the reward is profound. Anxiety diminishes, motivation grows. Even mundane tasks carry more energy and clarity because the heaviest stones have already been lifted. Life feels less like an onslaught and more like a series of deliberate choices, each one under your command. Finally, remember, discomfort avoided grows. Discomfort confronted shrinks. Make it a daily habit to step into what you resist before the world demands your attention. Let early action define your day. Let it forge your resilience. Let it shape the person you are becoming. So tomorrow morning, before distractions, before comfort, before excuses take hold, face discomfort early. Embrace the challenge. Own your choice. Strengthen your mind and body. And if this resonates, like this video, share it with someone who needs courage, comment on your morning challenge, and subscribe so we can continue learning and growing together, one decisive step at a time. Number 9. Set one keystone action. The morning is a blank canvas, and yet most people scatter their energy in dozens of directions. Emails, notifications, chores, fleeting thoughts, all demand attention, leaving your mind exhausted before it has even truly begun. But the Stoics teach a different way. Focus on one keystone action first. One deliberate, intentional act that shapes the entire day. Marcus Aurelius advised, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. A keystone action is that embodiment. A single, decisive step that defines purpose, anchors your focus, and radiates discipline through everything else. It is not arbitrary. It is not minor. It is the action that, once completed, unlocks clarity, momentum, and control over your life. Picture this. You wake up, the world's still quiet, the air crisp, and you choose one thing that matters above all else. Perhaps a workout to strengthen body and resolve, a journaling session to clarify thoughts, or tackling the most critical task at work. That action is your anchor. Everything else flows from it. Seneca once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." How often do we squander mornings on trivialities, letting distractions decide our priorities? The keystone action flips the script. It reminds the mind and body that you are the architect of your day, not the whims of circumstance. Imagine your day as a chain. Most links are weak, unfocused tasks, minor worries, fleeting pleasures. But the keystone action is the first strong link. Once forged, the chain gains integrity. Each subsequent moment gains strength because the foundation was intentionally set. The power of this practice is both philosophical and practical. Epictetus reminded us, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. A keystone action transforms intention into execution. It is the translation of purpose into reality, the bridge between thought and action, between who you are and who you wish to become. Emotionally, the impact is immediate. Confidence rises, anxiety diminishes. Your mind is aligned, not scattered. Physically, energy flows because the first movement, the first deliberate effort, awakens body and spirit. Psychologically, distractions lose power because your attention is anchored to something meaningful, something unshakable. Contrast deepens the lesson. Without a keystone action, mornings are reactive, chaotic, fragmented. With it, mornings are deliberate, strong, and focused. One keystone action doesn't just start the day, it defines it. It signals to your mind, this is what matters. Everything else is secondary. And here's the secret. This does not require perfection or grand gestures. The keystone action can be small, but it must be intentional, consistent, and non-negotiable. It must carry the weight of your purpose and the energy of your commitment. Socrates taught, the unexamined life is not worth living. Examine your mornings. Identify that one action which, when taken first, lifts your entire day. Commit to it daily. Protect it. Execute it. Watch as clarity, momentum, and discipline ripple through the rest of your hours. Finally, remember, mastery begins with one deliberate act. Keystone actions are the building blocks of unshakable days, unbreakable habits, and unstoppable lives. They transform ordinary mornings into platforms for strength, focus, and growth. So tomorrow, before the noise, before comfort, before distraction, set your keystone action. Make it intentional. Make it decisive. Make it the anchor that shapes your day, body, and mind. And if this insight resonates, so we can continue building mornings and lives of purpose and power together. Number 10. Choose stillness over noise. The world wakes with a roar. Phones buzz, notifications flood in, voices call for attention. Even before you fully open your eyes, your mind is pulled in 100 directions, each louder than the last. Chaos isn't waiting outside, it's already inside your head. And yet within this storm, there is a choice, to surrender to the noise or to choose stillness. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Stillness is not just the absence of sound. It is the presence of clarity, the deliberate cultivation of space where thought can breathe. It is the sanctuary that allows intention to emerge untainted by distraction. Imagine a lake at dawn. The surface reflects the first light perfectly because nothing stirs it. A single pebble thrown can ripple, but otherwise, the water is calm, pure, focused. That lake is your mind when you choose stillness. Noise may rage around you, but within, there is clarity. Seneca reminds us, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Most of the noise we face is not real. It is anticipation, speculation, and the endless chatter of our own thoughts. By choosing stillness, we separate reality from projection. We discern what truly matters from what merely screams for attention. Action is the key. Stillness is not passive. It requires discipline, a conscious refusal to react to every ping, every demand, every intrusion. Breathe, observe, anchor yourself. Begin your day not as a participant in chaos, but as its observer and director. The simplest morning ritual, a few deep breaths before looking at your phone, a moment of gratitude before checking the news, can act as a keystone habit that shields your mind. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Choosing stillness is a reaction of your own making, a reaction that dictates the quality of every hour, every decision, every encounter that follows. When the mind is still, it acts with purpose, not impulse. It responds with wisdom, not anger. Visualize your day as a forest path. Without stillness, branches scratch at you, distractions trip you, and the path twists chaotically. With stillness, you move gracefully, noticing the sun through the leaves, hearing the rhythm of your own steps, seeing clearly where to place your foot next. Each deliberate choice is a victory over internal chaos. Stillness does more than improve focus. It nurtures emotional resilience. When life throws frustration, criticism, or chaos your way, the mind trained in stillness remains grounded. You experience, you assess, you respond, not react. Your calm becomes a shield, your clarity a compass. Contrast sharpens the lesson. Noise promises engagement, excitement, urgency, but it also brings stress, indecision, and fatigue. Stillness may seem quiet, uneventful, even boring to the restless mind, but in its depths lies power, presence, and strength. True control is never loud. It is deliberate, measured, and grounded. Practical application matters. Start small, a 2-minute breath before reaching for your phone, a morning journal entry capturing your intentions, a mindful sip of water before the day begins. Expand, a brief meditation, a walk in nature, moments of reflection between meetings. These are not indulgences. They are mental armor, protection against the tyranny of distraction. Aristotle observed, "It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light." Stillness allows you to find that light. The more you practice, the more your mind resists being pulled by every external stimulus. You learn the rhythm of calm amidst storm. Empathy and reflection deepen the practice. Notice when your mind is restless, acknowledge it without judgment, and guide it gently back to stillness. Over time, stillness becomes natural, a default state rather than a forced effort. Life may never slow down, but your mind can. Your presence becomes deliberate, your actions purposeful, your energy potent. Finally, remember the reward is cumulative. Each morning you choose stillness, each evening you reflect quietly, each moment of awareness builds resilience, sharpens clarity, and strengthens your discipline. The chaotic world may roar, but within, there is a sanctuary. A mind rooted, a spirit unshaken, a life intentionally lived. So the next time the alarm rings and the world clamors for your attention, choose stillness over noise. Breathe. Center. Focus. Let your mind become the calm lake amidst the storm. And if this message resonates, like this video, share it with someone who struggles with distraction, comment on your favorite method for cultivating stillness, and subscribe to continue building mornings, minds, and lives of purpose and serenity. Number 11. Align with virtue. The morning is a blank canvas, yet most people paint it with impulse, distraction, and habit. Every action, every word, every thought is a stroke. What if you could ensure that each stroke reflects something deeper, something enduring? That is the essence of aligning with virtue. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be." B1 virtue is not abstract. It is practical. It is action, habit, choice. To align with virtue is to deliberately guide every thought and deed toward integrity, courage, justice, and self-control. The pillars of a life worth living. Picture your mind as a compass. Without virtue, it spins wildly, pulled by desire, fear, and fleeting pleasure. Align with virtue, and the needle points true north, steady, unwavering, even in the storm. This alignment does not eliminate challenge. It empowers you to navigate it with clarity and calm. Epictetus advised, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Alignment with virtue begins internally. Examine your intentions before the day begins. What kind of person do you want to be in moments of stress, in moments of success, in the mundane rhythm of daily life? Set that as your guiding star. Consider justice, the principle of giving each their due. Today, align your actions so that you act fairly and honestly, even when no one watches. Courage demands you face discomfort and uncertainty, not with rashness, but with steadfast purpose. Temperance asks you to act with moderation, resisting impulsive choices. Wisdom urges reflection before action, ensuring that your steps are deliberate, not reactive. Seneca reminds us, "Every man's life lies within the present, for the past is spent and done with, and the future is uncertain." Aligning with virtue requires presence. It is not enough to think about integrity in abstract. It must be exercised in this moment, this conversation, this decision. Your moral compass functions not in theory, but in practice. The world will test you. Others may provoke, deceive, or distract. Life may challenge your patience, your ethics, your resolve. Aristotle noted, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Virtue is cultivated through repetition. Each moment you choose honesty over deceit, calm over rashness, courage over fear. You strengthen the moral muscle. Imagine the mind as a finely tuned instrument. When aligned with virtue, it resonates with clarity. Every decision reverberates with integrity. Every word carries weight. Every action builds momentum toward a life of excellence. Chaos may rage outside, but inside there is harmony. Reflection is key. Pause during your day to ask, am I acting justly? Am I being patient? Am I guided by wisdom? These moments of assessment anchor your mind. When misalignment occurs, acknowledge it without judgment, correct it, and move forward. Growth is iterative. Alignment is a practice, not a destination. The rewards extend beyond morality. A mind aligned with virtue experiences less regret, more clarity, and profound resilience. When adversity strikes, you're not swayed by panic or resentment. Your actions remain deliberate. Your choices reflect your principles. You are unshakable, not because the world bends, but because your center holds. Stoicism teaches that happiness is found not in external circumstances, but in virtue. Happiness is the byproduct of living rightly. When your day begins with alignment, when your choices echo your principles, the hours unfold with purpose and power. Life becomes less reactive and more intentional. So today, take deliberate steps. Speak truth, act fairly, embrace courage, exercise moderation, reflect with wisdom. Let each choice be a stroke in the masterpiece of your day. Align with virtue, and you craft a life that cannot be derailed by chaos, distraction, or fleeting desire. And as you commit to this practice, if this message resonates with your own method of practicing virtue, to continue building a life of purpose, integrity, and unshakable calm. Number 12. Step into the world armed. The world greets you every morning with uncertainty. Noise, demands, chaos, and unpredictability all collide before your first step outside the door. Most people react, they stumble, they scramble, they surrender. But what if you approached the day differently? What if you stepped into the world armed, not with weapons, but with mindset, preparation, and purpose? That is the Stoic way. Imagine leaving your home without preparation. You would be vulnerable to the elements. Your mind, unarmed, is the same. The first defense against chaos is awareness. Take a moment before your day begins to center yourself. Recognize what is within your control and what is not. Anticipate the challenges, acknowledge your emotions, and ground your purpose. This is not fear, it is strategy. Seneca advised, begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. Each day is a battlefield. Each encounter is a test. Stepping into the world armed means you carry virtue, discipline, and clarity with you. Honesty shields against manipulation. Patience guards against irritation. Courage fortifies against fear. Temperance protects against rash impulse. These are your weapons, invisible yet invincible. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Picture the morning commute, a difficult conversation, or an unexpected setback. The external events are unpredictable. Your armor, composure, reflection, and moral clarity ensures you navigate these moments without being undone. You're not reacting, you're responding with intention. This preparation is more than mental. It is physical and emotional. A steady breath, an upright posture, a mind that remembers its principles. They combine to create presence. People notice. Obstacles feel manageable. Chaos loses its grip. Like a warrior entering the field, you move with confidence because you know your inner defenses are unbreakable. The world may provoke, it may test your patience, your integrity, your resilience. But your inner arsenal, awareness, virtue, discipline, remains intact. Aristotle reminded us, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Stepping into the world armed is habitual. You prepare daily, train your mind, and refine your actions. Visualization helps. See yourself meeting conflict without frustration. Hear the insults without resentment. Feel the pressure without collapse. Every scenario becomes practice for mastery. Every morning, before the sun climbs, you armor yourself with intention, virtue, and clarity. The benefits extend beyond survival. When armed in this way, life becomes less reactive and more intentional. You experience freedom because your peace does not hinge on circumstance. You carry a quiet authority, a calm presence, and an unshakable focus. You are not a victim of life. You are an active participant, sculpting your day, your character, and your destiny. So, step into the world armed. Carry your principles like armor, your discipline like a shield, and your mind like a sword. Face the unpredictable with calm. Meet every challenge with preparation. Respond with wisdom, not impulse. And remember, every action taken with intention strengthens this armor. Every choice aligned with virtue sharpens your sword. If this perspective resonates, like this video, share it with someone who seeks strength and calm in their day. Comment with your own method of arming yourself, and subscribe to continue cultivating a life of resilience, clarity, and unshakable discipline.